Hello guys, this is Hobo. I'm casting the first game out of the tournament. This was not the first chronological game, but this was the first game of the loser's bracket. In the bottom left, we have Dubina. In the top right, as red, we have Rabosot. Plenty of lag to start this off. Dubina is a fairly decent player, upper Div 2 for sure, not quite a top tier player. Rabosot is a newer player. Before we really get into recording some of these tournament matches, I just want to thank all the players who participated and organized this event, especially Vizix, who started this tournament, and Slammer, who casted a lot of the games live. I also want to thank all the people who decided to show up and support the game. It's been a few years since we had a tournament with such strong numbers. After this game, I'm gonna have to see why my computer's lagging so much. Dubina getting a quick house. Very poor placement in my opinion, unless he's, going very aggressive with that one den. Whereas Rabosot up in the top, getting a nice wall going. Worried about some cheese, it seems. Going with barracks, he's probably going for one raider expansion. Not choosing now. He's trying to get in Rabosot's head right now. One second. Helps if I unmute the game. That is much better. Dubina is slacking his worker production. I don't see another worker coming down for his second. So he's lagging behind in his economy quite a bit. Here's the worker. Probably scouting for cheese of his own. And that is loud. Let's turn that down. We have the first castle going. Some long distance mining going on for Rabosot. This wolf won't get too much done, especially with the raider on its way. Let's see how Rabosot handles the aggression. I think that's a mistake on Rabosot's part, not going after that wolf. From my experience, Dubina tends to main beasts. That's going to be a bad loss of a worker if he doesn't get that out of there. Dubina should really chase that, yep. He's going for it. Already you can see there is a strong economy lead on the part of Dubina. He should be building another house, not another den though. And it seems Rabosot is going to counter the wolf harass. Not overly effectively. Let's see, nothing lost yet on either side, with both their harassing units getting fairly low. Still a little bit loud. Oof, this could be bad for Rabosot, losing a raider like that this early on. Yep, that's rough. Excellent kill by Rabosot, but it's not going to be enough. He's not making workers, and he's floating quite a bit of gold. So far, I'd definitely say Dubina is in the lead. I do know how the tournament turned out. I don't know how each game went. So, what's happening in all of these is brand new to me. I didn't watch the stream much, I was too busy doing my own games. I believe this was a mistake on Dubina's part, the bird. Or at least an interesting choice if it was intentional. A church going out oddly enough, on Rabosot's part. I don't know why he's doing it on his natural instead of his main. The second raider was also a bit of a mistake, I believe. I tend to only go 1 or 2 raiders in total, and then switch to Soldier Archer whenever I play Rex. Even against beasts, it seems a little bit stronger in case they try to rush anything. I want to say this is a greedy third on Dubina's part, especially since he only has a small gold lead at this point. Unfortunate timing there, sending those 2 raiders out. Actually, he should be able to handle this with relative ease. He should not be pulling those soldiers to handle the bird, though. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna get the scout off on the church. There is a priest going. He shouldn't have pulled the raiders back. He would have been fine and better off to do some damage to Dubina. And Dubina does not see the church. Dubina's getting plenty of scouting, though, with 2 birds. Again, I'm not a big fan of birds. They're not terrible, but it's better not to use them when possible. He should have also transferred some of these workers over. Worker count is currently 19 to 20. Go back to both vision. You can see Rabosot is definitely turtling up here. It's not good for him, especially since he doesn't know what's going on the other side of the map. He doesn't know how many bases his opponent has. He only knows that his army is bigger. He also should have taken that encounter and not run. It takes a lot of getting used to see if you can handle a fight or not. Once you play enough games, you'll be able to just recognize, oh, they don't have any upgrades, I don't have any upgrades, this thing was gonna beat them. Idle workers on Rabosot's part. These birds aren't in very effective spots. If I were Dubina right now, I would be sending them over these mines just to watch out for the 3rd base. And I would keep his army a little bit closer to home as well. Or to Rabosot anyways. If we go back to the economy tab here, we can see there's a very large difference of gold mines. And he saw the priests over there. Not very good for Rabosot. In this case, I think Dubina should be getting some other kind of tech, either dragons or werewolves, to go against the priests. We might be seeing some drops out of Rabosot this game. And at the 8 mark, he is finally getting a 3rd castle. This is around when I would usually be taking my 4th base, but again, Rabosot is on the newer side. No units queued here. Let's go back to the worker tab for a moment. 23 to 30. So the economy lead is definitely on Dubina's part. But if you look at the army composition, if Rabosot pushed right now, he would be dealing devastating damage to Dubina. It seems they're on a collision course. Or not, just barely dodged. I would say this is in favor of Dubina, though. He won't have the economy to defend his base, and he won't be able to move back to defend. It's going to be turned to base race real quick. He's probably scouting for the 4th base over here. Same with Rabosot over there. Does he run away? Yeah, I would say that's a mistake on his part. I think Dubina should have pushed forward. If you look down there, he is getting supply blocked right now. Let's check upgrades. Dubina does have the upgrade advantage. Rabosot shouldn't be trying to kite those wolves. Right now he should be moving towards the worker line. Do some damage there. and he wasted too much time trying to out-micro Dubina. He's gonna get surrounded and lose this entire army. The gold loss right now makes it just about even for Rabosot to Dubina. Rabosot unfortunately is floating almost 1,000 gold right now with idle workers. You don't see any production on his part right now. He wasn't building anything, no upgrades, no units, no workers. Workers are tied though at 25 to 25, and Rabosot does have the larger of the armies. Nice wall on his part with the healing wards. Healing wards have a lower attack priority and won't get attacked unless select fired by your units. But this is where we're seeing he's worrying too much about micro instead of macro, so he is floating now 1,500 golds with idle workers still. And with that, it seems that Rabosot's army has disappeared. Still no fourth base on Dubina's part. I think it would have been good to cut some of the production over here for a second to get that fourth going. He's gonna need it to recover after that damage. I would say it's definitely neck and neck in terms of gold loss versus gold mines after that battle. 25 to 21 workers. What Rabosot's doing here is fairly good. He's getting ready to get some upgrades down. He's getting ready to get some increases production, but he should seriously consider getting a fourth castle right now, as this mine's probably about to run out. Getting there. Still an idle worker for Dubina in the bottom right corner. Again, he needs to focus a little bit less on army production and a little bit more on getting that extra base. We haven't seen much come out of this advanced workshop. The airship is still sitting there. Some action from it. Still just keeping tight there. Both players have yet to get their fourth base, which I feel is a huge mistake on them. No more workers on Rabosot. He could definitely use a few more. 2 more there. A few more there. A few more there as well. No upgrades going on the part of Rabosot. He could really go for some right about now. Our beast player Dubina is up 2-1 versus 0-0. But we're seeing a soldier drop, probably going for his main base. We don't see much tech coming from Dubina right now. But finally a fourth castle from someone. I don't believe this catapult was a good idea on Dubina's part. It would have been better to focus more on some of the upgrades. We do see a fortress starting to go, but 2 testing labs currently inactive. And this is going to give Rabosot some nice scouting. He should pull the soldiers right now and focus down his tech, taking out the snake charm instead of running into Dubina's army. This is becoming a scary ball of death up top. Lovely lag. Not a lot of damage from this little drop by Rabosot. I think that was a wasted attack. As soon as he saw Dubina's army, he should have pulled back, sent the soldiers back to the airship. then he should have waited for this army to get down and attack the third base. When Dubina pulls all of his army to counterattack, then he should send the airship back down to take out this tech building. Again, no more upgrades going for Dubina at this point. Both economies are hurting. 31 to 28 workers. You can see for gold mine, Rabosot has come back, and you can see his army is only slightly smaller. And those snakes are right in the front, getting chewed apart by the soldiers. He needs to retreat and get behind catapult cover. Okay, this looks like it could be a nice round on the part of Dubina. Invisible soldier, that's something to watch out for, but his werewolves are getting focus fired. But he will be able to surround and deal the necessary damage. One of the reasons why Rabosot's army is just disintegrating is because of the difference in upgrades. 3 damage, 2 armor to 1 damage, 1 armor. You can definitely see that with the werewolves. I wonder if he notices the invisible soldier chasing him down, though. At this point, what Dubina has to do is check, deny any kind of expansions, try to get that economy lead back after taking serious damage. You can see he's still scouting quite nicely, but not much scouting on that part of Rabosot. He's leaving his army fairly inactive down here. Seems he's sending that soldier out to scout finally. This is a good scout. He should have sent his army this way to deny the third, or the fourth rather. And he's floating about 500 gold. He should try to expand right now. Portion of his army not doing anything. Running away from the tower is a good idea. And again, this is where, if this attack was going on down here and he dropped soldiers up top, he could have taken out the snake charm and been able to stop or slow down the rebuilding of Dubina's army. He's floating 900 gold almost, once again. Meanwhile, Rabosot is up to about 500. For some reason, he's getting Raider Shroud, despite having no Raiders at current. He does have 2 Raiders somewhere. Where they are, I'm not sure. And his bundle of army. We do see a 4th coming from him, and we see dragons coming from Dubina. That wolf is definitely going to get out of there unscathed. The upgrade advantage isn't as large anymore. This is scary for Dubina. If this airship comes up top, he could drop on the catapults and kill them for free almost. But he's going to try to deal some more economy damage. Idle dragons back here, not contributing to the fight. Once again, Rabosot's army is just melted. 84 pop to 140 with a supply block on Dubina. He shouldn't have pulled back there, that was a micro error. He should be pushing into that hill. Solid counterattack up north, trying to whittle down some of his army. Once again, going to engage him. He should see that that army is fairly small and he can just push right on through. All that time, Rabosot did nothing about the airship floating right above him. Some economy damage down here going on. Dubina is now floating almost 2,000 golds. There's an important takeaway from this, guys. You never want to be floating gold. If you have extra money, spend it however you can. Whether it's making more castles, even if you go to lose them, or if it's building more production. He has 4 workers, 4 workers up here he could be doing things with. He could actually take this castle expansion if he wanted, or just go around building castles on as many places as he wants, and then just switch to creating more of an army. Once again, if we look at the units tab, Dubina's army is quite a bit larger and stronger than Rabosot's right now, especially due to him only having the 3 bases for most of this game right now. Upgrades are still in Dubina's favor. Rabosot really needs to try to get another base up if he wants to stay in this game. He's about half mined out on his last gold mine. Dubina also is getting another castle, which is good. 2 more castles, actually. What Dubina should be doing is going up into Rabosot's base, try to take out forges in case they're upgrading anything, or try to snipe workers. Maybe sending wolves to do small attacks. I'm glad Rabosot had fun in this game. In terms of gold loss to gold mine, Dubina has a hefty, almost 7,000 lead. We're about to see some economy damage from Rabosot here. This is what he should have been doing all game long, sending raiders to constantly harass. He's gonna see this army over here though, and I'm guessing he's gonna call game soon if this pushes into his base. Upgrades, it's 4-3 to 2-2. Still definitely in Dubina's favor. He should be doing something with this airship other than just having it for detection though. Rabosot should be getting a 5th base right about now, as currently he is making almost no gold. He should also be getting more priests instead of archers. I would also suggest that Rabosot gets mages at this point. A few fireballs would be able to do quite a bit of damage to some of the wolves he has, or even slowing wards so he can snipe off some of the werewolves. What Dubina's doing here is okay. This is gonna get snipes, unfortunately. He should be sending this dragon up to the 4th base to try to hit some of these workers. The AoE damage would be well worth it. He needs to not go into the giant ball of archers. He knows where Rabosot's army is now, so he has to try to push, which is exactly what he's doing. And you can see he's continuing to expand. He's still floating 1,000 gold. And he seems to be trying to go for a kind of mech conversion. Another airship, despite no real need for it. If his werewolves were a little bit closer, he should have taken that. What you can consider doing is having your slow-moving werewolves in the airship, take them to the front line if you're quick enough, and drop them. Or put them right behind the Rax army, forcing them into the fight. We have 2 airships here, both empty, both doing nothing, and this is going to be a surround attack for Rabosot. 3 werewolves, 3 dragons, and 3 catapults. And he's backed up into a corner at this point. He's gonna have to fight this battle and lose it. Again, the upgrade difference is just massive at this point. He should be sending these guys in to focus down those priests. And you can see Rabosot just isn't building anything to combat this. Sure, Dubina is floating over 1,000 gold, but you can see by his production tab, he's still doing things. If we look at the building, we have 10 wolf dens versus 6 barracks, and we also have 2 werewolf dens, a workshop, and 2 dragon lairs. I would definitely say what won Dubina the game is his macro. He was able to keep building things at times when Rabosot would only focus on the battles. Is something a lot of newer players tend to do. Overall, I would say it's a very well played game on both sides. They can definitely work on spending their gold a little bit more effectively and expanding a lot more often. Maybe also split up their armies and attack smaller points with avoiding a large engagement. But yep, this has been game 1 out of the tournament. I look forward to casting as many of them as I can, and I'm going to try to get them all up by the end of the month. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe.